All right, for commodities market update, we have Longi, the four analysts, a financial derivatives company, joining us. Great to have you, Longi. Well, first of all, let's look at oil prices there. We see Brent has hit $105.36 per barrel. I didn't expect $100 to come so soon, but with escalations, rising and tensions rising over in Ukraine, how do you see? What's your outlook for the price of oil going forward?
Definitely, none of us expected to see the $100 range so soon. Most analysts, us included, had predicted maybe later on in the year as things were going. Well, yes, in regards to Russia, yeah, the markets are definitely overreacting. This isn't the first time we've seen it, and it will more than likely not be the last time that we see it. Truth be told, the US has actually come out to say that they will not be imposing sanctions on Russia in terms of energy sanctions. So they'll be going through other routes. But despite this, we're still seeing markets overreacting on fears of potential supply disruptions. That being said, it isn't entirely out of the picture that sanctions might not be imposed on the energy sector, because if indeed the US wanted to hit Russia, that would be the place to hit them. Russia's total exports, sorry, about 63% of Russia's total exports in the oil and fuel energy sector. So if they did intend to hit them, that would be the right place. Specifically, 26% comes from crude oil and about 12% or so comes from natural gas. So if there was a place where they wanted to sanction Russia and actually make it hurt the energy sector, would definitely be doing it.
All right, let's look at other commodities now. See, in the past 3 months, the price of beans has fallen by about 25% from 56,000 for a 50-kilogram bag to 42,000. And I'm wondering, what's causing this price reduction?
Yeah, so it's actually quite interesting. Like you rightly said, about 3 months ago, price of beans, we've actually seen a very nice potential. We've actually seen a very nice decline, about 25%. So the reason behind this has actually been because of waning issues in terms of transportation costs. So up till now, we've seen transportation costs for beans actually drop despite the increase in fuel that we've actually seen recently. It still remains to be seen whether this might actually affect the prices going forward. But a lot of it has actually been due to increased supply actually from markets. Farmers have started to demand more GM beans. So GM, that's genetically modified seeds for beans. We've seen the demand for that shoot up for farmers. We've also seen supply increase into the market. So definitely a combination of increased supply and reduced cost of transportation.
Quite interesting. But in 2015, the EU banned, beans exports from, Nigeria due to high levels of weevils and insecticide chemicals. Recently, the federal government is pushing for an end to the ban on beans export. Do you see this, ban being lifted anytime soon?
Yeah, definitely. The prospects for the ban being lifted are actually looking good. Like I just mentioned, the genetically modified beans, Nigeria has actually become the first country to begin commercial production of these beans in the world. Quite interesting. What these beans actually do is they're quite resilient towards pod borers, which are some of the most dangerous pests in terms of destroying beans crops. So we're more than likely going to see the ban lifted as these beans become more widespread across the cultivation of beans within the country. We're more than likely going to see the use of pesticides drop as these beans, the pests are no longer becoming much of an issue thanks to the beans. So the prospects for the ban being lifted are actually really good.
All right, but given that Nigeria is both the largest producer and consumer of cowpeas globally, what export potential does the commodity possess? Especially if the ban gets lifted.
Yeah. So, like we've already said, Nigeria is the largest exporter. But truth be told, despite being the largest consumer and largest producer of these things, of beans globally, we still have about a 500,000 metric ton shortfall domestically. So there's definitely still more room for production to increase. With increased production, we're more than likely going to see exports also increase as well. Also sort of links to the geographical indication zone. So beans, Nigerian beans, or loin specifically, do actually qualify for geographical indicators, which are legal labels that depict certain commodities as coming from specific places. So if beans do get that geographical indication marker and production does actually ramp up, the prospects for increased exports are actually really good.
Okay, but in 2021, the U.S. and Nigeria launched, a special beans outreach program to improve, food security for Nigerians. The centerpiece of this program was the BT Cowpea or biotech cowpea, genetically modified, crop, gaining much. But what impact would these, biotechs and genetically modified cowpeas have on production and demand, in Nigeria?
Yeah. So the prospects of that are actually really good. Like you said, the genetically modified cowpea beans are a game changer. And it's actually quite positioning Nigeria as a leader in agricultural innovation globally. Like I've also said, becoming the first country in the world to begin commercial production of these beans. So in terms of how they will actually affect our production going forward, it's actually really good for the farmers. So these beans are not only resistant to pod borers, which have the potential to destroy about 100% of yields, they're also resistant to climate. Some of them are resistant to climate, some of them are resistant to other main factors that usually go a long way in destroying beans production and beans yields. So with the increased usage of these beans or proliferation of them across the country with farmers, we're going to see a decrease in the use of insecticide. We're going to see increased profits for farmers. It's going to become easier to cultivate and easier to manage. So it's going to have quite a large impact on production and demand.
We'll keep tracking that commodity. Longi, for Analyst, Financial Derivatives Company. Always great to have you. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.